Self-talk. Sometimes when my blood sugar is low or I'm tired or just out of sorts, my vibe sinks and the conversation in my head tends to go down the dumper. Here's a tip that might help some of you, I'm hoping. What I do when I hear that voice start to line someone up in the crosshairs is I say, stop. Where is this line of thought going? Going nowhere, that's where. What can I possibly gain by starting to bash this person for something they did to me? The example I was looking at was the times my sister embarrassed me by dragging my skeletons out of the closet at parties, in front of my friends and workmates. Suffice it to say, I have learned that all people are not people you confide in, and finding someone who will keep your secrets is in fact finding a good friend. I think how, doing the work I do now, understanding this about people has probably saved me a lot of grief and can in future as well. I stop the train of thought and confirm the positive. All the people who have done things I didn't appreciate, including her, have taught me better boundaries. Had it not been for things they had done to me, I would not be embodying my higher self now, and would not be doing what I'm doing now. And like Aurea said the other day in our video, this experience has increased the threefold flame of God within my heart. I can love my sister, but I do it with wisdom now. Pursuing this negative train of thought only will lead me to misery, unhappiness, anger, and suffering. It's not worth pursuing. I continue to see the positive in this because it has led to better things. You can try something like that when resentments crop up. If they keep coming up, you have to take a hard look at them, and perhaps there's something that this person is mirroring back to you that you need to consider. Have I ever put my sister down? I have. Not in front of a crowd, but I have. So that's another thing to consider. Having your own flaws acted out in front of you bothers a lot of people. Life is a mirror. Doing the work, shadow work, on yourself is important. Why? Because your shadow pulls you down into the matrix. I have done a lot of my work and am living consciously using universal law. People who don't do their shadow work are living by matrix law, which is an entirely different thing. Matrix law or rules are meant to keep you unhappy and at a low frequency. We keep talking about doing the work here, and that's why we do it. If you want to leave the matrix, you have to move up to soul level and embody your higher self here. In the movie, Neo's higher self sits in the chair while he sends his personality to fight all the Smiths in the matrix. You're doing the same thing. Only by following universal law will you be able to see matrix law for what it is, a bunch of rules made to keep you miserable. And if you don't believe me, lockdowns were fabricated and mandated by the matrix POO bus. Just the matrix smithying me again. What happens when you reach a certain point is you develop this feeling of being a rock in the middle of a cool, calm pond, unshakable, unflappable sense of peace regardless of what's going on in your outer life. It could be storming around the rock, but it just sits there peacefully, unmoving as it always is. Externalizing the internal soul. When will it ever learn? Every time it sends me Smiths, I use them to speak my truth and to raise my frequency. As Adama said in our video yesterday, every thought is important. And as I've noticed lately, every thought is manifesting immediately. If you're miserable today, you'll have to fight like Neo tomorrow because today's thoughts will manifest. Our energy has sped up and manifestation is happening a lot faster. That can either be good or bad, it depends on what you're thinking. You have to take control of your mind and focus only on the positive. That means that everything that you have a negative attitude towards, like for me, birthdays and family occasions, you have to eliminate this negativity. My birthday just passed and I turned 60. I had 60 miserable years clearing out negative karma on this planet. I know at a soul level, it was an act of love, but at a personal level it felt like hell. I had a lot of hard lessons to learn. That's why I don't celebrate birthdays. I take each day as it comes and look at my life story, and most days I can find something to appreciate about it, particularly now that I'm working at soul level. And that I have manifested the ability to do this and to help people, which is the only thing I ever wanted to do. I only wanted to love. So I get to do that now, and for that I'm grateful. The rest of it, well, it was hell. Frankly, I'm amazed I'm still alive. I think the future will be brighter for all of us, but as Adama and Ivo are impressing upon me, we have to take responsibility for all of our thoughts. Every one of them. These videos are worth seeing if you haven't viewed them. They're this week's videos and they reflect the lessons I'm going through now. I find that my multidimensional skill set is increasing. I saw a huge orb the other night, about 3 or 4 feet in diameter. I asked Ivo to show up, but not as a ball. LOL, who knows who it was? For people who are opening their third eye, you tend to see things when your eye is opening from blinking, or you're turning your head and looking up. They're there. It's quick and disappears quickly when you look straight at it. And these anomalies or realities might be a more appropriate description, disappear when you look straight at them. I also saw a 2-inch long bright white strip on my arm that ended in a point in one end. These are my most recent viewings, well, along with the black blob at the end of the sidewalk the other night. I see a lot at night time, more so in the day, so for those who are practicing seeing our complete reality, that's a good time to look.